There are moments in life when you feel like you're doing everything you can, but somehow, it still slips through your hands. A peace, purpose, control. You sit quietly after a long day, and you think, why did I say that? Or why did I let that bother me? Or why did I spend that money I didn't need to? And the most painful only, why can't I stop these thoughts from racing? It's not just exhaustion you feel. It's the deep ache of being out of alignment with who you know you could be. It feels like you're losing to something invisibly, like life is pulling you in directions you didn't choose. But the truth is, life is not something to control. It's your response to life that creates peace. And peace begins when you take back control over four sacred things: your mouth, your mood, your money, and your mind. There was a man named Elias, a good man, not perfect, but sincere. He had a calm spirit, a simple life, and a family that loved him. But one season of stress changed everything. Work pressure mounted. His boss started criticizing him in front of others. Elias swallowed it for weeks. Then one night, he came home. His wife noticed the tension in his eyes and asked, "Are you okay?" And something inside him snapped. He raised his voice, not just to respond, but to release all the frustration he'd buried. His words were sharp, sarcastic, and dismissive. His wife stood still, shocked. She didn't argue back. She just left the room in silence. That silence hurt more than any argument. The next morning, guilt ate him alive. So, he bought flowers, a new phone, even booked a surprise vacation. But it didn't feel right. It felt like a bribe to cover a wound that needed healing. As time passed, he found himself doing it again. Each time he failed to hold his tongue, he tried to fix it by spending. And the more he spent, the more anxious he became. He started fearing financial ruin. But instead of slowing down, he escaped further and more distractions, more online shopping, more emotional purchases. Then came the sleepless nights, regret, fear, restlessness. He couldn't sit still. His thoughts raced. He felt like a prisoner in his own head. That's when it hit him. His life wasn't falling apart because of one big mistake. It was unraveling from within because he never learned to control the things that truly mattered. That day, Elias didn't start with a big gesture. He started with silence. He chose not to respond with anger, not to spend money to soothe guilt, not to escape through noise or food or distraction. He sat in stillness, and for the first time in a long time, he heard his own breath. That was the beginning of his return to self-mastery. You see, your mouth can be your greatest weapon or your most sacred gift. Words, once spoken, can't be returned. One sharp sentence can end years of trust. One careless joke can damage a soul already fighting silent battles. The strongest people aren't the loudest. They're the ones who can hold their tongue in a moment of rage. Not because they're afraid to speak, but because they've learned the difference between reaction and response. Speak to build, not to break. Speak with intention, not with impulse. When you feel the heat rising in your chest, walk away, breathe, cool your fire. Silence, in those moments, is not weakness. It's wisdom. And when you do speak, make it honest, make it kind, make it necessary. Then there's your mood. You'll meet people who test you, insult you, lie to you, disrespect you, ignore you. Life will provoke you, repeatedly. But here's the truth. You don't have to participate in every emotional invitation. You are allowed to feel everything but not to act on everything. Anger is a visitor. It should not be a permanent resident. Sadness is natural, but it should not define your character. Emotional control is not about suppressing your feelings. It's about understanding them, sitting with them, then choosing how you show up. You may not control what happens outside, but you always control the temperature inside. A king doesn't panic in the middle of a storm. A queen doesn't react to every whisper. You must become the still water, not the crashing wave. Feel the emotion, then choose your action. That is strength. Money, it's never about the number in your bank. It's about your relationship with it. So many people spend money to feel seen, validated, or to numb emotional pain. But no object, no designer label, no material possession can give you the feeling of security that self-control brings. Spending impulsively is like feeding a hunger that will never be satisfied. Each swipe is a brief escape that leaves a longer-lasting regret. Ask yourself before you buy, Am I investing in peace or purchasing to impress? Am I spending from a place of strength or from emotional emptiness? Control over your finances isn't about being stingy, it's about being wise. It's knowing that your money is not just a number. It's a mirror of your choices, your priorities, your mindset. Learn to be content with less, and you will never feel poor. Learn to delay gratification, and you will never live in scarcity. You deserve financial peace, and that begins with daily discipline. And now, the most sacred of all, your mind. If you let it, your mind can destroy you. It can convince you you're not enough, that you're unloved, that you're too late, too broken, too far gone. It will drag you into the past and bury you in regrets. It will hurl you into the future and trap you in fear. But none of those places are real. The only moment that is real is now. And now is the moment you take your mind back. Start by observing your thoughts, not becoming them. When your mind tells you you're not worthy, reply, I am still here. I am still standing. I am growing. When your mind replays old pain, thank it for the lesson and then let it go. Train your mind daily. Read things that strengthen your soul. Avoid things that rot your spirit. Stop feeding your anxiety with content that triggers fear, comparison, or rage. Choose what you allow into your mental space as carefully as you choose the food you put into your body. What you allow to grow in your mind will show up in your life. Control your mind, and your life will reflect it. So why does this matter? Because if you master these four, you will never again feel like life is controlling you. Your mouth will no longer betray your values. Your mood will no longer control your actions. Your money will no longer control your stability. Your mind will no longer control your peace. This is not a call to perfection. You will still fall. You will still speak when you shouldn't. You will feel things deeply. You will spend on something you regret. You will spiral into anxious thoughts sometimes. But now, you will have the awareness to pause, to reset, to take back the reins. The next time you're tempted to clap back with the harsh comment, to pause. Think, will this serve love? Or is it my ego needing to win? The next time your mood shifts, and you feel like the world is against you, a pause. Ask, is this a fact or just my interpretation? The next time you're about to make an impulsive purchase, pause. Reflect. Am I buying peace or escaping pain? The next time your mind spirals with thoughts, a pause. Breathe. Anchor yourself in the present. There is no enemy greater than an untamed self, and there is no power more beautiful than a person who governs their mouth, their mood, their money, and their mind. The world doesn't need louder voices. It needs quieter hearts. The world doesn't need more opinions. It needs more discipline. The world doesn't need more wealth. It needs more peace. And that begins with you. Not tomorrow. Not when it's convenient. Now, in this breath, in this moment. So sit down today, in silence. Close your eyes. Let your body be still. Then ask yourself quietly, what am I saying that I don't need to say? What mood am I letting ruin my relationships? Where is my money going, and why? What thoughts am I feeding, and are they helping me grow? No therapist, no friend, no motivational video can do this work for you. This is your personal, quiet, invisible work. This is your return to mastery. And remember, you don't control the world, but if you control your mouth, your mood, your money, and your mind, you've already won the greatest battle of all.